Okay, I finally got it to work. Alright, so a little while ago I made a bit of a controversial video kind of sharing some of my thoughts and opinions on the Black Lives Matter situation. I would highly recommend going ahead and watching that video first and then coming back to this one just so things would make a bit more sense. So obviously the video is about me ranting and making fun of Black Lives Matter as a movement, but about midway through the video is where I begin to criticize someone's Facebook post. And a couple days later, that person ended up finding out about it. I think the best part about the entire situation was that the person that made the Facebook post was actually the least triggered one. You heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. The people around her were more triggered than she was. Oh god damn, it was the most Karen shit I've ever. It was like they were screaming at a bunch of employees just so they can speak to the manager. But yeah, they were like full on ranting about me to people, sarcastically talking about how much of a man I am and how could I drag someone down like this and how dare I. Was something about me standing against her First Amendment right, and that I'm not even old enough to be talking about this, even though I'm older than the person they're defending. You know, she's good to talk about it, but when it comes to me, I have to wait until I look like a pile of foreskin. It's a bit of a double standard bringing up the First Amendment when you're saying I can't even talk about something on my own channel. I was just simply reacting to something I disagreed with for content. You guys are the ones that are straight up saying I can't talk about it. I am a brave young man with a voice. I just don't see why you people are so against my First Amendment right. They also said I needed therapy. It's a little difficult to fathom when someone acts like that over a YouTube video and then goes on to say that another person needs therapy. This close from having a fucking stroke. And I'm the one that needs therapy, okay. So yeah, after all that, I still kept the video up because I could honestly care less about how it makes others feel. See, the thing is, I'm not going to take down a video if I personally don't feel like there was anything wrong with it. No names were dropped, and I didn't leak anyone's personal information. But, you know, according to them, the only reason I made that video was to directly attack this poor little girl. If that was the case, I would have said a lot more. That was the thing, too. I hardly even said anything. Like, literally the worst thing I said was that she was sheltered in something about her high school diploma. Why would I make a video maliciously directing it at someone and have that be the worst thing I say? Honestly, this might have been the most pettiest scenario that has ever happened to me. The whole situation was just blown out of proportion by people it had nothing to do with. They have to make everything their business because they want to be a part of drama. That's what they live for. Without it, they're bored with their lives. That's the god honest truth. They are more invested in other people's lives than they are their own. I later on saw that one of them actually ended up commenting on my video, which I was kind of hoping something like that would happen just to give me another video to work on. I disabled the comments because I wanted to keep everything exclusive to this video. That, and I'm censoring out names, so there would be no point in doing that if you could just head over to the comment section to look and see who's who, which would potentially lead to my personal information being leaked. Even being a nobody of a channel, I still want to keep my YouTube and my personal life separate. But yeah, a lot of time and effort was put into that YouTube comment of hers. I really wasn't going to make a video at first, but the entire situation's been living in the back of my head, and I haven't uploaded in a while, so like, it's too autistic not to make a video on it. With enough being said, I think it's finally time we jump right into this. So she kicks things off with a Martin Luther King Jr. quote, which is, "A riot is a language of the unheard." Hate to break it to you, but that quote does not mean what you think it does. He was actually against riots.
I would like for all of us to believe in nonviolence, but I'm here to say tonight that if every Negro in the United States turns against nonviolence, I'm going to stand up as a lone voice and say this is the wrong way.
Will never change in my basic idea that nonviolence is the most potent weapon available to the Negro in his struggle for freedom and justice. I think for the Negro to turn to violence would be both impractical and immoral. I would hope that we can avoid riots because riots are self-defeating and socially destructive.
You really shouldn't be blindlessly throwing out quotes when you don't even understand the meaning behind it. You didn't even bother to look into it. I'm pretty sure you just Google searched riot quotes and that was like one of the first things that popped up. And even if he did support riots and he was all for it, that has nothing to do with me or my video. You're not even making a point. All you are doing is putting another person's opinion over someone else's. That's like making a video on how wrong you think abortion is and then someone in the comments going like, no, Oprah Winfrey supports abortion, so you're wrong. It's an opinion, dummy. You're implying that a person's relevancy somehow makes their opinion more valid. I mean, if you didn't feel that way, then you wouldn't have thrown it in there. It's funny because you used his quote, but in reality, you're the one that disagrees with him. But your intention on making that as an argument was just dumb. This isn't Martin Luther King Jr.'s video. What, am I just not allowed to have a separate opinion? Why are you so against my First Amendment right?
Y'all don't listen when black people are peaceful. They got your attention now that they've caused mass destruction.
Well, that first line was a bit corny. You hear that, everyone? They got my attention now. And also, why is mass destruction in quotation marks, as if it's not what it is? Were they not destroying cars and buildings?
It's called peaceful protesting, you ignorant, white, privileged fuck.
Even though a majority of it was caused by white people.
Yeah, a majority of it was caused by white people. I never said that wasn't the case. Where I was getting at in the video was that I feel like it's contradicting for black people to act like that for their movement. Bringing up that a majority of it was caused by white people, that's not even a counter argument because that's not what I was talking about. You just pointed out another dumb thing about the movement.
Who were not protesting, and undercover cops who went around destroying buildings to make protesters look bad. There's video evidence of it as well.
Well, there's also video evidence of protesters going around and destroying stuff. You're not really debunking anything I said. You're just bringing in other stuff to try to give off the impression as if you're refuting something, when you're not even addressing my point. You can't counter me by saying that there's police officers out there destroying buildings and that there's video evidence, when there's even more video evidence of protesters doing the exact same thing. Why exactly do you have a problem with cops going around and destroying buildings, when at the same time you support the idea of people rioting? So apparently destruction's only okay if they're the ones causing it. And where does it say that cops were doing it to make them look bad? Because I highly doubt that a cop, who was undercover by the way, would openly admit to something like that. You have literally no evidence showing that was the case. I'm pretty sure that was just the way either you or the person you're just regurgitating all of this from just felt. It's just funny that you feel like there's nothing wrong with riots, and then you go on to believe that someone would use rioting to make other people look bad. How does that make sense? She went ahead and left a few links in another comment, so let's go ahead and go over some of the sources she used to back herself up with.
So y'all know how we were getting looted during the protests? The governor, the mayor, and the attorney general of Minneapolis.
Why is this even a source? This isn't video evidence, this is just some guy talking in the shower.
Have all found Facebook posts from alt-right conservative groups that have been sending people, white people, to loot in the protests to make us look bad.
Okay, you can't say that one party is doing stuff to make the other party look bad when that other party is already doing it. Especially when there's a lot of video and photographic evidence. That's like saying the blue thieves are stealing a bunch of stuff as an attempt to make the red thieves look bad. Like, there's no logic in that. But anyways, on to the next one.
These are cops right here destroying everything!
All the water and milk I stole is getting destroyed. All of it. What was Milk even doing there? Like, seriously, I think that's the bigger question. Put that shit in the refrigerator. I think it would be the biggest plot twist if the cops were supposed to be the good guys in this situation. They're just loading up the water to give back to the people it was originally stolen from, and they're destroying milk to save people from having the experience of tasting it spoiled. I think that would be much better if that was the real story. I don't really know about the water part, but when it comes to the milk, they probably did you guys a favor. Okay, so for the next one, I'm pretty sure she meant to use this one, but accidentally ended up using the video debunking it instead.
The police are committing a crime right now. They have dogs at the ready. The cops are breaking the window to their car.
5 Investigates obtained video that shows that is not what happened. This video shows protesters earlier jumping on the cruiser, smashing the windshield. A Boston police spokesperson tells 5 Investigates the car was already damaged when the viral video started.
Yeah, you kind of screwed yourself on that one. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the next source.
I'm fast as fuck, boy. Still fast as fuck, boy. Come get some.
This is not a video you should be using to back yourself up with. This is a very invalid source to use. The video starts as the cop is chasing the guy, so we don't even know the full story and what was leading up to it. If you didn't do anything wrong, then why would you be running? And even if this dude was completely innocent and he did nothing wrong, it's still not a good idea to run away from the police. I want to hurry up and get back to the video, so let's just go ahead and react to one more.
Why do you burn down the community? Why do you burn down your own neighborhood? It's not ours! We don't own anything!
Burning shit owned by other people is even worse, so I don't really get it.
We don't own anything! Trevor Noah said it so beautifully last night. There's a social contract that we all have. That if you steal or if I steal, then the person who is the authority comes in and they fix the situation. But the person who fixes the situation is killing us.
Well, that technically is kind of fixing the situation.
So the social contract is broken. And if the social contract is broken, why the fuck do I give a shit about burning the fucking Football Hall of Fame, about burning a fucking Target?
Because it just intentionally does more harm than good, especially when you're doing it to businesses that are owned by other black people.
You broke the contract when you killed us in the streets and didn't give a fuck.
More black people get killed by other black people, so there's only one logical way to go by doing this.
You broke the contract when for 400 years we played your game and built your wealth.
This still is not a good source. Just because she's explaining her reasons for doing it does not mean that's going to be everyone else's reasoning for doing it. They're a bunch of thugs. Anybody that loots would take a look at this video and just go with it. Alright, back to the video.
Why are you so pressed about minorities destroying the things they built themselves?
They didn't, though. The same minorities who are out destroying stuff are not the same minorities who built it. I think that's fairly obvious. Are you trying to say, why should I care if a black man is destroying something another black man built? That's still destroying someone else's property. They're not a bunch of shadow clones. Yeah, why are you so pressed? Why do you care? So destroying something's okay as long as you share the same skin color as the people building it. I'm sorry, but you're fucking stupid. And I don't know why you're assuming that it was built by black people, because most construction workers are either Hispanic or white. Only 11% of construction workers in the US are black.
That black man has a name. Use it. His name is George Floyd.
I already knew that criminal had a name. I literally had to search it up to make this shirt. The reason I referred to him as the black man in the video is because that's what he's being praised for. Obviously, what happened to him was wrong and it was unfair, but yet again, most people who get murdered die from unfair deaths. That doesn't mean you should make that person out to be an icon. Especially when that dude was a piece of shit. So, yeah, he's the black man.
Did you ever think that it wasn't protesters killing people, but maybe it was people who didn't support the cause? People who faked being a protester instead?
It's not faking when you're at a protest alongside with other protesters. You're part of the movement at that point. It's not something you sign papers and fill in slots for. It's something you show up and you partake in, which is what they did. So tell me exactly what part of that is pretending.
And what about the white racist supremacists that came to the protest hurting peaceful protesters, bringing out their guns to threaten the protesters?
If you're not going to list off evidence, at least say the specific story so I can look it up. I tried to based off of what you said, and I could not find anything. So that just leads me on to believe that you're just regurgitating this from someone. But for the sake of the argument, let's just say this is true. Still has absolutely nothing to do with what I was talking about. In the video, I was expressing my feelings and ranting about people who riot. Again, you're not even doing anything, you're just bringing in other stuff that I'm not even talking about or defending.
What about the white people who came and misused their driver's license by purposely running over protesters? What about them?
Still has nothing to do with my video. And also that story doesn't sound right because you can't really misuse your own driver's license. The only actual way to misuse a driver's license is if you're using someone else's to steal their identity. And from all the videos I've seen, they were either blocking traffic or banging on their cars and jumping on them, so I say they kinda deserved it. And again, you're not listing off a specific story. Nowhere am I finding anything on white people going to protest just to purposely run over protesters. I mean, if that's the case and you just didn't make all of this up, then I think you should start going.
The CEO of Target said they could rebuild. Bringing Target into the argument was unnecessary, as Target is here for the cause.
The fact you're making that an argument is unnecessary. A lot of corporations are there for the movement. That doesn't mean I can't mention it in a video and find it stupid. I want to go ahead and play this video right quick because I feel like it brings up a very good point in this topic.
But looting in immediate response to that, why would we put up with that?
We shouldn't put up with that, but the reason why we do is because the Democrats see some advantage in this, right? So right now you have a bunch of criminals that love Black Lives Matter as an organization. They love when a black person dies, and we don't know what the reasons are, we don't know what happened, but it signals to them that they are now allowed to run into the streets and grab whatever they want, whether it's from Target, whether it's from Walmart. And what's remarkable also is that these corporations are standing behind Black Lives Matter, right? They're pouring money into these corporations, and I remember most notably during the George Floyd riots, Target even came out and said, we don't even care that we were rioted and looted because we just stand with Black Lives Matter. That's not a normal thing for a corporation to do when it's losing money. So that means that a corporation must be getting something else, right? What is it? What are they investing in when they invest in the lie that is Black Lives Matter? What is the return? I think Josh Hawley alluded to it in the previous segment, and I think you're onto something when you say that the corporations seek to control this country. They're willing to give up money. They're willing to let their stores be rioted and looted because they see something bigger that they're gaining from these riots and these lootings and these lies, and that is control over this country. It's power, and it's sinister, and it's sick.
And also, I find it funny how you're using the word unnecessary when you're spending all that time trying to dissect a video with no views. That is almost the saddest thing ever.
Also, a lot of people who were looting were gathering supplies for other protesters, such as food and water.
Aw, that's cute. They need to steal food and water because I guess all of a sudden everyone's struggling to survive. You guys need to realize that they're going through an apocalypse and they need every single bit of help they can get to push through this.
I personally see nothing wrong with that.
You see nothing wrong with stealing food and water? Well, you also see nothing wrong with terrorism, so that doesn't really surprise me. I can just picture you bringing cupcakes for everyone every time it hits 9/11.
Along with the other ones who were looting Target just to loot, Target did say they could rebuild, so...
I don't care. Looting is still stupid, and it doesn't do anything for anybody except for the person who is doing it. It has nothing to do with fixing the cause. People just want to find an excuse to act like a bunch of thugs.
Did you hear about the police officers contaminating water and giving it to the protesters only? For the protesters to get sick?
That's nobody's fault but theirs. Like, I get that destroying stuff takes a lot out of you, and that you're gonna want something to drink, but why would you take and drink water from people you're protesting against? I did try looking this up, and I could not find anything on it, which it doesn't surprise me because everything she says just sounds very off, and even if it might somehow be true in the slightest, it's just stupid and it makes no sense, and it has nothing to do with my video. So bringing that up, it's just very unnecessary.
Why are you so quick to be against the movement, but not the cops? Why are you not against the police that are messing everything up?
Yeah, I don't know where you got that from because I am against cops who abuse their power. I'm really against anyone who abuses their power. I'm just not against cops in general.
The movement was peaceful until the police came. You are only choosing to see what you want and not what's actually happening.
You're the one regurgitating everything without evidence. I have evidence. I've showed video evidence of what I was talking about. So if anybody's choosing to see what they want, it's you.
You said you were part black towards the end of the video, yeah? So why don't you claim the black community as your own too?
Wait, by me mentioning I'm part black, if anything, wouldn't that be me claiming to be part of the black community? I think that's all it takes, unless there's like some secret password to get in. Like, do I have to attend meetings once a week or something?
Are you not really part of that community?
What are you on about? Because you're the one trying to make me feel like I don't belong.
Protesters are not making their race look bad, dumbass. It's you white folk who are.
I think they're entirely making their race look bad. And I don't really understand why you're saying you white folk. Like, have you not looked in the mirror, dumb bitch? You are like the white epitome of Clayton Bigsby.
The picture you use is extremely disrespectful.
Oh, this one? Yeah, there's plenty more where that came from. And you're seriously gonna complain about something being disrespectful when you looked at the title and thumbnail and clicked on it anyways? What kind of video did you think it was gonna be? Like, I get that you're trying to stick up for your butt buddy, but Like, why? Your head is that far up someone's ass to the point where you have to involve yourself into every conflict they take part in. Like, go ahead and suck her dick too while you're at it.
We are mourning for him.
You can't really mourn someone you didn't know. I mean, if it's like a YouTuber or like a musician or an athlete or something, that's a little more understandable, because at least they had some sort of impact. But on the other hand, you didn't know who this guy was until after he died.
But we are also looking for justice.
Well, the cop's in prison, and I don't know why you keep saying we, because I'm pretty sure you're not doing anything.
Not only for him, but for all the black innocent lives that have been taken by the police brutality and systematic racism.
Yeah, I'm sure you're doing a lot.
Black on black crime is different. Black people are not killing other black people because of their skin color.
Why do you assume that's the case, though? Because later on in your comment, you said that people can be racist towards their own race.
But that is what whites are doing. They are taking the lives of black people because of their skin.
It doesn't matter who is killing and what the reasoning behind the killing is. It's still murder regardless, and a dude's dead at the end of the day. But hey, at least this black dude got killed by another dude that shared the same skin color as him, because, you know, that's just so much better.
The reason the movement probably doesn't make sense to you is because you've never faced racism.
You can't make a false assumption like that about someone you hardly even know.
I'm going to tell you personally that you are white passing.
To be white passing is when a person of color attempts to pass, meaning to mislead others as being white. Yeah, I don't think I'm misleading anyone by saying I'm white, because I am white. That word doesn't even apply to me.
You don't face problems the black community does today.
Good for me.
You don't face any racism because you are white.
White people can't face racism? Funny you say that, as you were making a post racially discriminating against me for being white.
You look white.
How are you gonna get on my ass about white passing when you're ranting about how white I am? That makes no sense.
No one would believe you're black unless you said you were.
Well, I clearly stated that I'm part black in the video, and I don't really show my appearance on my YouTube channel anyway, so I don't even know why you're trying to make that a point. It's just very unnecessary.
It wasn't one cop being racist, it was several.
No, I was referring to the situation that initiated everything, which I was obviously making a joke.
Yeah, one racist cop is being pretty racist, so I'm just gonna go ahead and destroy other people's property right quick.
You're really that much of a fucking loser to the point where you have to dissect every little thing I say to try to make you feel secure about yourself.
And there are still cops being racist, even after all of this.
Then you should know how pointless it is.
If you're going to use that post, please give credit to the person who made it.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
You didn't even read everything, and you have taken it out of context.
I reacted to what I wanted to touch up on, and then I went ahead and showed most of the post. It's not my fault your dumbass couldn't pause and read it.
The original owner of that post ended up commenting on your video.
Yeah, let's go ahead and check that out real quick. If you're gonna talk about me in my post, don't be a wimp and say my name. I've never said your name, though. Don't be a wimp and say my name. Oh, of course you would want me to say your name. I mean, the reason you're doing this is for attention. And the fact you're trying to clout chase a YouTube channel with 80 subscribers is a little pathetic. And who are you calling a wimp? You literally got a little kid to fight your battles for you over the fucking internet. Or better yet, come talk to me directly about it instead of making a whole ass video about me. I used your Facebook post for a YouTube video. It's really not that deep. If anyone would have made that post, I would have used it. And I'm not gonna go out of my way to talk to you about it when I only did it for content. I don't know why you think I care about your views. Whenever I use somebody's post in a video, it's nothing personal. I don't have any intentions on directly getting at that person. And even if that was the case, she has no problem doing it to other people, so why is it any different if she's on the receiving end? She has a thing for using the moral high ground as an excuse to start shit with people, because she already knows she's gonna get praised for it. Laughing my ass off, you took my entire post out of context. What was there to take out of context? That's just the first line of defense when you can't come up with a good argument to back yourself up with. And I didn't even react to your entire post. I gave it a look, and yeah, you totally didn't do it to get a round of applause. Normally, when someone makes a post calling out a lot of people for being racist, it's because they're racist themselves, and they gotta project their own insecurities onto other people. Because how would anyone know you're racist if you're the one accusing everyone? It's It's like the kid who shits himself in class and blames it on other people. Because who would ever guess? And maybe if you would have confronted me about it face to face, we could have talked about it. Like I said before, I don't really care and I only did it for content. You were pretty much asking for it anyways. I remembered it being a lot more aggressive until I remembered she sent me a DM. If you're gonna talk about me or my post, you need to talk to me directly. Stop hiding behind a screen and come talk to me face to face. I'm not gonna come out and face you, sorry.
What a man you are for making such an unnecessary video.
Damn, must have been a good video. I mean, I don't think you would have the same reaction if it was a bad video. If so, that would make you even more petty than you already are. I would go back and do it again. Kinda like what I'm doing right now.
LMAO, you thought you did something, but you didn't. Sit down, little boy.
Oh my god, that was corny. You seem deeply offended on a personal level that I made that video. Besides, you didn't really do anything except give me another video to work on, so thanks for the content.
It's hard to write and keep track of every single racist comment millions of people have been making. There are too many to keep track of, but of course you wouldn't know, because you pretend to be blind to it all. It would take so much time just to screenshot everything.
You completely strawmanned my argument. I'm not talking about the comments millions of other people were making. I was talking about stuff she already had written out. Like, you already got all of this written down, like what's stopping you? How long would it take to screenshot and just post the rest? And to upload screenshots to Facebook, I don't even think that would take a couple minutes. That's why I think it's bullshit. Nah, she's totally not uploading the rest of what she already has written down to save us from the experience of looking at those awful comments. And I don't even know why you're even using time as an excuse, because from the looks of things, it really doesn't seem like you people mind wasting your time anyways.
Because there's so many racist people out there, including you.
Nah, I can't be racist. I hate everyone equally. I hate every race equally, because I guess we got people trying to take that out of context. Oh, well, you hate every member of your family. You hate your friends. You hate this. You hate that. You said you hated everybody. That's what you said. Yeah, but you're taking it too literally to try to manipulate the situation to get people on your side. It's a little sad and desperate, but oh well. You gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. Pitnick. LMAO. Yeah, I really don't know what the point in that was. That was just unnecessary. You are scratching and digging for every little thing. Like, get off my ass.
It isn't hard to eavesdrop when racist people are loud as fuck, when they should really be shutting the hell up.
It's eavesdrop with a V. And I didn't say that. In her post, she said that she was keeping track of all the racist comments people were saying, and that they didn't think they were being watched or listened to. And I just said I don't think they care. I don't know why you're trying to twist that.
The creator of the post you're so pressed about confronted you several times about your racist behaviors.
Several? That's a lie. So what happened was I made a parody making fun of the whole Blackout Tuesday trend, and in that post I jokingly said nigga, and then next thing you know, she goes ahead and gets up on her little high horse because that's what she does best, and within a week she went ahead and put it in a Facebook post. Not that I care about that or anything, I think it's actually quite funny. It's just a little awkward. I think it takes a special kind of nerve. Calling a part black guy racist for saying nigga is like calling a non-straight person homophobic for saying faggot.
She didn't roll her eyes and walk away.
If she didn't like what those people were saying, and she didn't call them out then and there, right when it happened, and she waited until she got home to make a Facebook post about it, it kinda seems to me like she did roll her eyes and walk away.
We don't tolerate shit like that.
Yeah, whatever, but anyways, if you have a problem with what I post, then that's on you. No one is forcing you to watch anything. You went out of your way to watch that video. You are the problem. It's like with the whole Instagram thing. If you don't like what someone's posting, then unfollow them or something. You're no one's mom. It is not your place to tell anyone that it's not okay to say whatever. Especially when it's over something so stupid and petty like that. If anything, it just makes me want to do it even more.
And yes, just because you're partially black does not mean you can't be racist. Because you can.
So does this make you racist towards white people? Because if you say no, then you're kind of creating a double standard for yourself.
Most racists are uneducated, also including you.
Where does it statistically say that? And calling someone uneducated and racist for saying something like this? It's just ridiculous.
You are all uneducated on what's going on during protests, because you're not taking the time out of your day to see how blacks are being treated by white people.
Oh my god, shut the fuck up. You get your sources from TikTok and Twitter, And your other source was a YouTube video you didn't even watch. What do you know about taking time out of your day to do research?
What does not receiving your diploma because of a pandemic have anything to do with this?
I was just making an assumption that she could have been acting that way because she was going to have a shitty ass graduation.
If you're going to do a post react or whatever you call this.
You watched that video more than once, so I don't know why you're acting like you're not sure what it's called.
Make sure you put the whole post in there.
You're seriously gonna get on my ass for leaving out like 5% of the post? Something I wasn't even reacting to anyways? Holy shit, you are down bad. I just didn't want to scroll down too far and have to go through the editing process of blurring out stuff because of the way Facebook was laid out.
Or at least credit the original creator so people get the full story.
Like, you're really talking like that about a Facebook post. You need to like get out of her ass already. So let me get this straight. You're mad that I reacted to a fraction of her post, and you want me to go ahead and react to the whole thing. And not only that, you want me to say her name. That's even worse. I thought that was supposed to be your butt buddy. And another reason I censor out names is because I don't want people to go out and harass the mentally disabled, which is why I censored out your name too.
It doesn't matter if you think you would bore people.
That is like the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I'm making a YouTube video for entertainment, so why would that not matter?
You can't just pick and choose everything.
Listen, whenever I make a video, I want to actually have fun doing it. I'm not gonna go out of my way and react to something I don't care about, especially when you can just pause and read it. The fact that you're trying to tell me what I can and can't do on my own channel and that you're throwing a hissy fit over something like that kind of makes you a self-entitled cunt.
I understand why people would think you're a racist if you don't support the movement. I would think so too.
So someone's racist for not supporting a racist terrorist organization where it's okay to guilt trip people for being white, okay?
This is a movement to change how things are, to change things for the better.
Because that's what a racist terrorist organization does best.
Black children should not be afraid to play outside their homes. Black people should not be afraid to run to the gas station and grab a bag of Skittles.
I don't think any black person would look back at a story from 2012 and say, yeah, I'm scared to run to the gas station to get a bag of Skittles. Not for a cup of coffee, not for an energy drink,
but for a big bag of motherfucking Skittles.
You don't know. There might be some black people out there that are willing to put their lives on the line just so they can taste the rainbow. Imagine like a bunch of black people playing a game of red light, green light just to get to the gas station to retrieve a bag of Skittles. The stakes have never been higher. And I'm not sure if you know this, but the cop who killed Trayvon Martin wasn't even white. So when you're bringing that into the argument where you're saying how bad white cops are, it's just very unnecessary.
Black people should not be afraid to walk outside.
Well, what do you want me to do? Leave a bag of hot Cheetos by their mailbox? Make a trail or something?
Black people in general should not be afraid to exist. Yet, they do.
I could just imagine her at a therapy session laying down on a couch and venting about all of this.
Why would you not support a movement to try to fix this racist system that we all live in? Seems pretty racist to me.
Because I think it's stupid and I believe it's more of a culture thing, and it's just filled with a bunch of posers who only use it for victim points and attention. Like seriously, where was all this activism before that criminal died? It's just a bunch of dick riders hopping on a trend. And when you say fix the racist system, what exactly are you doing to fix the situation? Because just simply saying that you support the movement and making a post about it doesn't do anything. It contributes to absolutely nothing. All you are doing is trying to tell people how much of a good human being you are so you can get your dick sucked in the comments. That's why I hate Facebook, because it's filled with snowflakes, old people, and virtue signaling assholes. It's just a very toxic place, and it's just best to stay away. I don't even want to know what Twitter's like. You guys obviously feel like blacks are beneath you, because if you didn't, then you wouldn't feel the need to speak up for them, because you know, you guys see them as helpless little puppies. Seems pretty racist to me.
Again, you are white passing.
What are you talking about? Not once in that video have I mentioned that I'm white. And even if I did, that's not misleading because I am white. What is it to you anyways? That's such a stupid thing to call someone out on. If anything, that makes you racist for caring.
How would anyone else know that you are black?
You're acting like I'm going out in public and saying saying stuff just to start shit with people. I am literally just making a YouTube video where, again, I don't show my appearance and that I mention that I'm part black. It's just crazy to me how people will make drama out of something so little. Like, grow the fuck up. Like, honest to God, y'all have some issues.
You certainly don't look black.
Again, how are you gonna call me out on white passing when you're ranting about how white I am? I'm pretty sure you don't even know what that word means. I think you just overheard someone say it and you thought it just sounded cool.
Your skin is as white as paper.
Well, that's weird. I thought you were against racial discrimination. Seems to me like someone doesn't practice what they preach. You're really over-exaggerating on my skin color by comparing me to objects to try to make fun of me. Obviously, I'm not as white as a piece of paper. If you're watching this, you could even see for yourself.
You literally show no signs of being black.
I don't really need to. My mom's half. I'm good to go. And if you don't like it, you can turn the other way, you
bitch-ass nigga.
Your last statement is horrible. Even if you are not black and you hate everyone equally, you can still be a racist.
No, you can't. When you're a racist, you believe that one race is superior to another.
This statement makes you look ignorant.
How does that make me look ignorant? Because you're offended and you said so. Good to know that's how arguments work. So for the last one, I had to censor out some stuff, obviously due to privacy. She said hopefully you can back yourself up about all of this, which I just did. So good to know that she fully insisted on me making this video. Anyway, you got much to say for someone who isn't in college. So I don't have a right to talk about anyone's high school graduation because I didn't go to college? What? I know shit talking's the only route to take when you're a weak-ass female who has the same body type as a 12-year-old boy, but at least have it make sense. And you're trying to roast me for not being in college. Bitch, you're not even in college. Who the fuck are you? And while we're at it, if you want to compare bank statements, I'm cool with that, dumb twat. Someone went ahead and replied to her comment, and even though she did show obvious signs of being triggered, she had to come up with something quick, something creative. She said, "Who is you?" God damn, I'm gonna have to write that down for later. Oh my god, you're so ignorant, white, and uneducated. Who's ignorant, white, and uneducated? You? Are you triggered because I debunked his video? What did you debunk though? And you're still projecting your own insecurities onto other people. You are obviously the triggered one. Anyone who would take a look at that comment would be like, yeah, this totally isn't just some kid throwing a temper tantrum over someone having a different opinion. You probably have the same mindset he does on this whole situation. How sad. Why does it matter to you on what someone thinks about a certain situation? Everyone's entitled to their own thoughts and beliefs. That's why you're such a miserable person, because you're more worried about other people than you are yourself. You didn't debunk shit, which is true. You shared your opinions about the topics he expressed, as everyone is allowed to. I just think it's funny that you spent God knows how much time to try to change one person's mind on a video with less than 100 views. Have your opinions, but get a fucking life. I mean, you took the time to read it, no? Well, I can guarantee you it didn't take as much time to skim through and read it as it was to actually make it. I hardly even consider that a comeback. I think it's just more of a stupid ass remark. And you took the time out of your day to reply to me. Yeah, but he didn't treat his comment like a 10-page essay that's due the next morning. You really poured your heart and soul into that YouTube comment. And yet you still have the audacity to sit there and call someone sad. Bro, what is your problem? Like, damn, dude. All that took who knows how long, and I bet most people won't read half of it. I read a couple lines and knew it was bullshit. Get a life, loser. Now here comes the creator herself. Aw, is someone mad that they don't know how to read all the big words? It's okay, bud. We all can't have the brain the size of a peanut. We just got done reading the entire thing, and I'm pretty sure I didn't come across any big words. I mean, if they're considered big words to you, then maybe you have the brain the size of a peanut. What a third grade insult. Like, really, just stop. Now go get your mommy and ask if she can help you sound out these sentences. What business do you have telling anyone to go get their mommy? Like, go find your dad. I think it's kind of cute how you guys stick up for each other. I think we need to go ahead and get you some matching t-shirts. We got Left Nut and Right Nut going back to back fighting off enemies in the YouTube comment section. Just get a room already, goddamn. Actually, my mom and dad died a couple months ago, and I am living great on my own and graduating early, so I think I can handle myself. Glad you can function like a basic human, being so special, big pee-pee. You're complimenting his pee-pee? Well, I guess it does take someone with a big pee-pee to face off with the creator. I never said that. All I said was I can handle myself. Good job, bud. Keep up the hard work. You get 2 gold stars today. This is like the worst shit talk I have ever read in my entire life. I think the actual actual sad part about this is I think she's actually trying to hurt his feelings by saying that. You get 2 gold stars today. Wow, fucking critical blow. No coming back from that. Are you giving them off of your helmet? You know you hit rock bottom when 2 of your sources are fucking TikToks and 3 are Twitter. Oh, I agree 100%. To actually go into an argument using those sources, I think it's just embarrassing, really. But yeah, that's about it for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. This might have been the most overdramatic situation I've ever been in. The whole thing was just too ridiculous not to make a video on it. Looking back at it, I'm kinda glad I got that reaction because if anything, it just made that video even better because now there's a backstory. Yeah, but I'll be sure to update you guys on whatever happens. Thank you if you made it towards the end. I had a lot of fun making this. So, yeah, bye everyone. I already feel so much better.